Good afternoon, Craptiva Cream. So this is my weekend job and it has turned out to be not one for the faint-hearted. So this is a radiator out of a 2.2 turbo diesel Captiva, Holden Captiva. So I will take you up to the top shed when I've shown you what's going on here. So this is the radiator and this is what's happened to it. So this is the bottom of the radiator, and here is the problem area here, which is where it has split and lets water out. And then for some reason the top part of the radiator here is also swollen up and yeah, requires replacement. But this is yeah, this is a bit of a job. This I was not expecting this to be what it was, so I'll take you up to the top shed. So here we are, top shed, and as you can see behind me, this was yeah, not a job for the faint-hearted. Ended up taking most of the front of the car off. So there is a line of bolts down here, 8mm. When you take this off to pull it out, lift up and pull out. Lift up and pull out. Obviously, you've got to take the lights off, disconnect the lights. Take the lights out. That's a couple of bolts up here for the lights, one there, one there, one there. Same on this side. That, and then lift up, pull out. Disconnect this little lot from the front. There's a plug here that has to be disconnected. Take off the windscreen washer pumps. This bracket here, I let this one go here and that flops down. And then this one you can't let go down because it's got another fitting underneath it. These here have these little weird clippy things in them. Little weird clippy things in them, which you can flick out with a pick. So yeah, there's 3 of them to be undone. 2 on that side, 1 on this side. I think that I can leave the fan on the back of the radiator as it was. I took it out. I disconnected and took this off in the car and then took the radiator out and left this in. So I think when I put it back in, I'll attach this to the back of the radiator. So this is the front cross member that has to come off. There's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I left this one in here to hold the frame in place while I disconnected everything, because I can pull it out and flex it around. Got to take this off and then I'll reset that afterwards, because I can use the marks on the front of the panel to reset that in the right place. But I think that's about it really. It's worth taking the bumper off and the front cross member, because there's not enough room between here and the front to get it out, especially the one with the turbo diesel, which has the intercooler, and there's the aircon radiator, and then there's a transcooler. So all those have to come off. There's a fidgety little clip, the white clip that you were seeing on the radiator, and that is a hellzone thing to get past here. So if you can get that out before you lift the radiator out, that might be a great help. The intercooler pipes, they're easy to disconnect. This is the radiator connection, the power supply to the radiator connection. I think that's about it really. I found a problem with the windscreen washer pump. The pipe had disconnected itself, so I fixed that, so the windscreen washers might work now. Anyway, this is a little plug here. Yeah, lift that up and then that disconnects that. Yeah, the lights, don't worry about them for now. So that's about it. I'll give the aircon radiator a bit of a clean. Didn't make too much mess on the floor, but oh dear me, you never ever drain all the coolant out of a system, ever. Ever, ever, ever. These foamy things I think will be fun to get back in place. See how we go with that. Anyway, enough of that. If you've got any questions or want to know anything else about taking this out that I haven't spoken or shown you, then yeah, 8, 10 and 12mm, and the 2 bolts on the bottom down there down there, 15mm, but I don't think I'll need to disconnect them again. Alright, so that's it. So thank you very much indeed for subscriptions and for likes and all that other wonderful stuff. And yeah, just give me a tick below, and if you want to put a comment in, fine, go for your life. It's a 2011 Captiva, 2.2 turbo diesel, just so you know if you're contemplating doing this yourself. Alright, bye for now. So good morning. I've got the new radiator, and as you can see, it is now fitted. So what I'll do is I'll just show you what the stack of radiators looks like now they're fitted, and I'll show you some of the things that I learnt. So this is what it looks like fitted. So there's an awkward little bolt behind here for the aircon radiator. And there's this little clip down here. There's a white clip down here where you can see my finger. So if you flick that out before you start, it makes getting the radiator out easier. And I put it back in with the shroud on, with the fan shroud on. That made it a lot easier. But the getting to the cable, because there's a cable behind here, which I'll show you when I get my torch. There's a cable connection in here, in there somewhere. There's a cable connection at the back of the fan shroud, and that can be a bit awkward to get off if you're going to take it off in one piece. So I took it off in 2 pieces, and that worked out okay. It's just that that little clip at the back was a right little pain in the arse down there. Get all the little clips back in place on these before you put anything in, because it's very difficult to get those in if you haven't. And remember, the little black rings that go over, the locking rings go over the top, and like I did, forgot it, and it was down the bottom, so I had to take the hose off again, the pipe off again, and then try and get that clip in, and that took me longer than a lot of the other jobs that I had to do. So I won't show you putting the front crossmember back on, because that's just pretty straightforward really. So there's 2 supports to go on here and here to hold the radiator in place, because at the moment it's still got a bit of a wobble about it. But apart from that, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but it's looks quite daunting when you see it initially. So anyway, there you go. No more waffling, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much indeed for subscribing, for comments, etc, etc, and I hope this is of some use to somebody. Okay, bye for now. Good afternoon. This might look like a bit of deja vu, and it is to a point. So as you would have seen in the previous videos, or in this previous part of this video, I went and fixed the radiator, and I showed you how I fixed it and what I did and how I did it. Anyway, I fixed the radiator and then went for a test drive, and there is a rather horrendous water leak at the back of the engine, which has now become apparent after putting proper coolant in it. So it may have washed whatever crud was in the hole, gap, whatever, and it's absolutely barreling out. But anyway, so this now, because of where it is, means the engine's got to come out, which is dropping the subframe. So right now, this is where I'm at, and it's not a flash, it's a sort of a flashback, because all the radiator section's all gone again. I'm disconnecting the fuse box, doing whatever I can in there to make that better, for easier to come out. So the drive shafts have been disconnected, the drop link and the steering arm have been all disconnected. I've got the aircon compressor hanging there, so I'm just hoping son Jonathan's coming down on Saturday and we're going to take this out together, because he's done these before and I haven't. But I think if I leave this air compressor there, then all the pipes up above here will all stay where they are and the compressor will stay, and I can drop the subframe out and not have to degas the aircon. So saying this side, drive shaft's gone, drop links disconnected, steering, and also, I'm not sure whether you can see in there, but I've also disconnected the steering column. So yeah, turned into a big job. Really big job now. So I've taken the engine mounting off there and dropped it onto the subframe, the engine onto the subframe, so that it can all drop out together. So I just have to disconnect the fuel and the electrics and that connection to the bottom of the coolant header tank, and then it should be ready to sort of come out. But we'll find out, and when I drop it out, I will give you an update. So there you go. I'll send this video out right now because I'm not going to do it till Saturday, and I try and usually release something on a Thursday, which it is today. Oh dear me. I don't like negativity towards cars, but boy, this Captiva has really pushed me to the edge. It really has. I thought it all was going so well. Maybe that was a sign in itself that things were not going to go too well. Everything it was just beautiful. Took it out for a test drive. Did a pressure test on it before I took it out. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Took it out for a test drive for about 5 or 10 Ks. Pulled up outside the shed here, and water was just woofing out the bottom. So anyway, that's it. Enough waffle. Subscribe, comments. Thank you very much indeed for any constructive comments, and also for liking and all that other wonderful stuff. It all makes it worthwhile. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, my Ignition 123 distributor has arrived for my MG, so my Bluetooth one. So that now will be done after this has been done. All right. Bye for now. Have a nice weekend.